we will learn now spermatogenesis in detail. So spermatogenesis is the process in which the spermatozoa are produced from spermatogonial stem cells. So the primordial germ cells differentiates to form spermatogonial stem cells. So spermatogenesis, if you see the steps here, the maturation of the sperm begins at puberty. That is, the spermatogenesis is the sequence of events by which the spermatogonia is transferred to form matured sperms. So spermatogonia are dormant, so they are just inactive and dormant in the seminiferous tubules of the testes during the fetal period and postnatal period, means after birth also. They increase in number during puberty. So only when the person reaches the adolescent age, that time we see the increase in the number of spermatogonia by mitosis. If you see here, so if we assume this one as a cut section of seminiferous tubule, and we have got a large pale cells which take up less stain are called as Sertoli cells, having nucleus towards the basement membrane. So these are tall columnar cells. So their processes on each side, we can see they are joined by tight junctions forming blood testis barrier. Because the spermatogonia what we see which are dormant, they are present here. So in the basal cells here we see the immature spermatogonia. So let's see how they divide, and as they become matured, they move towards the lumen. So these bridges which are present here, so these bridges, they break up and again they form. So they are the tight junctions which are like blood testis barrier. If you see these germ cells, primordial germ cells, at the time of birth in male infant, they can be recognized as sex cords of testis. So if you see inside the testis, it is fully with the cells without any lumen. So apart from these germ cells, we have got these tall columnar cells which are called as Sertoli cells. Sertoli cells, otherwise called as sustentacular cells. We can also call as sustentacular cells. So these Sertoli cells, they are like supporting cells and derived from the surface epithelium. So these Sertoli cells intervene in between the germ cells. So that is how they are present at the time of infant. So shortly after puberty, if you see these sex cords where at the time of birth we see the sex cords present in the testis which doesn't have any lumen. They are just a solid cord filled with fully cells, and the cells which are present, one is the spermatogonia cells which are dormant, and apart from spermatogonia cells we can see these tall columnar cells which are supporting cells called as sustentacular cells or Sertoli cells. So these cells also intervene spermatogonial cells. So what happens during puberty? These sex cords acquire a lumen and become seminiferous tubules, and the primary germ cells divide by mitosis to form type A spermatogonia. So what happens? They divide to form. So we are starting spermatogenesis now. So steps of spermatogenesis. So we get type A spermatogonia. So type A spermatogonia is of two varieties, dark and light one, and they again type A spermatogonia, the light one, undergo limited mitotic divisions to form type B spermatogonia. So one thing you have to notice, all these are mitotic divisions only, still meiosis not yet begin here. So the type B spermatogonia further divides by mitosis again to form primary spermatocyte. So finally it forms primary spermatocyte, and primary spermatocyte enters a prolonged prophase. So now it begins into meiotic. So it enters the first stage of meiosis is prophase. So it enters a prolonged prophase of 22 days, followed by meiosis 1 and resulting a secondary spermatocyte. So now this is the reduction division which happens during first meiotic division. So this is important thing which you have to note down. So where we can see the number of chromosomes here 44XY means 44 are the autosomes and 2 are the sex chromosomes, allosomes. So here we are getting 22 and 1 sex chromosome X and 22 and 1 sex chromosome Y. So now the primary spermatocyte undergoes the first meiotic, that is the reduction division, to form secondary spermatocyte having haploid number of chromosomes. So these things you have to make a note of it. So during second meiotic division, the similar to mitosis. So second meiotic division is nothing but like mitosis only. So mitosis, it maintains the same number of chromosomes, and meiosis we know that it is a reduction division where the chromosomes becomes half in number. So here what happens during second meiotic division, again the same haploid number is formed in each. So if you see from one primary spermatocyte we get 4 spermatids. These are called as spermatids. So the spermatids undergo series of changes and form a spermatozoa. So the process of changing the spermatid into spermatozoa is called as spermiogenesis. So it is called as spermiogenesis. Here the Sertoli cells provide support and nutrition to the development of the germ cells to form mature sperms. So spermiogenesis is the final stage where the spermatid eventually changes into spermatozoa, and thus events are considered as spermiogenesis. So if you look at here, now we'll go back to the testis seminiferous tubules. So within the seminiferous tubules, we know now there are supporting cells which are called as tentacular cells, and we know now the spermatogonia, that is type A, type B spermatogonia, and even immature primordial germ cells, they are all near to the basement membrane. So they are all near to the basement membrane. As they mature to form type B spermatogonia and all, as they mature to the next stage, so they slowly move towards the lumen. So the lumen is here. Okay, so they start moving towards the lumen. And finally, we know that they divide to form spermatids which are in contact with this cell membrane. And spermatids undergo spermiogenesis to form a sperm which are still in contact with the cell membrane. And these sperms has to be released into the lumen. So the process of release of sperms into the lumen of seminiferous tubules is called as spermiation. So the process of releasing the sperms into the lumen is called as spermiation. Spermiogenesis means the process of changes of the spermatids into sperm, mature sperm, is called as spermiogenesis. Okay, so let's talk about spermiogenesis little more in detail. What are the changes happening? If you see the normal spermatid, this is the spermatid, which appears to be like a regular cell, which is almost like rounded, having centrally placed nucleus, mitochondria, and Golgi apparatus, all those things with enough amount of cytoplasm. So first change it has to the formation of acrosomal cap, which is like a cap covering the proximal 2/3 of the nucleus. So slowly we can see the acrosomal cap. So we are seeing the steps of spermiogenesis. So the acrosomal cap, it forms around the proximal two-thirds of the nucleus, and this acrosomal cap contains enzymes that assist the sperm during the penetration of ovum, and it is surrounded by the layers during fertilization. And further, what happens? We see the condensation of the nucleus. The size of the nucleus is reduced, so it becomes small, present within the head. The size of the nucleus is reduced, and the formation of neck. So we can see slowly the neck starts forming. This is the neck piece of the sperm. So the neck, then slowly we see the formation of the middle piece. Then here is the tail, and this is the head containing nucleus. Here is the acrosomal cap. So shedding of the cytoplasm. So we can see the cytoplasm gets shedded off. So the excess cytoplasm is absorbed by the Sertoli cells, which are the supporting cells. And initial stages of spermatogenesis takes place within the seminiferous tubules of the testis. And last stages of maturation progresses to the epididymis. So we know via the process of spermiation, the sperms are released into the lumen of seminiferous tubules. So from the lumen of seminiferous tubules, still the sperms are not completely matured here. They reach to the epididymis. And in the epididymis, further maturation occurs where the sperm gains its motility. So motility happens in epididymis. So motility happens at the epididymis, and also it stores it is like a storehouse for the sperms. So epididymis, the sperms which are getting matured, they are stored in the epididymis. So all these are happening in the epididymis. So the total time of spermatogenesis, normal total time taken is approximately 74 days. So the total time for the spermatogenesis is 74 stage. Now the matured sperms can be stored in the epididymis, and the final stage, one more stage of changes of the sperm happens, which happens in the female genital tract, where the process is called as capacitation. So capacitation is a changes happening in the sperm, which only the capacitated sperm is allowed to penetrate through corona radiata and finally into the ovum in females. So capacitation happens in the female genital tract. To be more specific, it happens in the isthmus of fallopian tube or uterine tube. So what are the hormones regulating this spermatogenesis? So spermatogenesis is regulated by LH production by pituitary gland. So during adolescent, there will be LH surge, so which is produced by pituitary gland. LH is the luteinizing hormone, and LH binds to the receptors on the Leydig cells. Leydig cells are also present in the testis in between these seminiferous tubules. So already we know the seminiferous tubules are like this, containing Sertoli cells and the germ cells, and further they divide to form spermatogonia, all those things. And in between these cells, clusters of cells are present in between the seminiferous tubules within the connective tissue called as Leydig cells. So these are called as Leydig. So the LH, what it does, it will stimulate the Leydig. It will go and bind to the Leydig and stimulates to produce testosterone hormones. So Leydig cells will produce what hormone? Testosterone. So testosterone hormone is produced, which in turn binds to the Sertoli cells to promote spermatogenesis. Follicular stimulating hormone FSH is also essential due to its binding to the Sertoli cells, which stimulates the testosterone production. So final hormone which promotes the spermatogenesis is testosterone hormone. But to produce the testosterone hormone, we need LH and FSH, mainly LH hormone, which is produced by the pituitary gland. So these are the hormones regulating spermatogenesis. So what we studied today in spermatogenesis is what are primordial germ cells and from where the primordial germ cells are derived, that is from the epiblast cells. During second week of intrauterine life, primordial germ cells are formed, and that time nothing is there, just two layered structure is there. So the primordial germ cells will migrate into the wall of yolk sac, and during fifth week from the wall of yolk sac, again these primordial germ cells migrate to the genital ridge or gonadal ridge, and they will be dormant, they won't divide much. They form the sex cords along with the Sertoli cells in males, and these sex cords doesn't have any lumen. Only when the infant turns to puberty, means when the individual attains the adolescence, that time what happens, the luminization of seminiferous tubule occurs. So because of this luminization of seminiferous tubules, the Sertoli cells, because of these hormones, it will stimulate the spermatogonial cells, and we have already seen the steps in the spermatogonia where the type A, type B spermatogonia forms and finally forms into primary spermatocyte. Primary spermatocyte undergoes the first meiotic division, entering into a prophase for 22 days of prolonged prophase, and at the end we get secondary spermatocyte. Secondary spermatocyte undergoes second meiotic division, where we see the spermatids are formed. So one primary spermatocyte gives rise to 4 spermatids. So second meiotic division is similar to mitotic division, and these spermatids again undergo a process called as spermiogenesis to form sperms. So we know the process of spermiogenesis now, where a round shaped cell will turn to form a sperm having head, neck, middle piece and tail, having axial filaments and mitochondria, all these things, and the cytoplasm is shed off from the spermatid. Only the nucleus and the size of the nucleus is also reduced in the matured sperm, and the head is covered by a special cap called as acrosomal cap, and all these things. And we know the release of the sperms into the lumen of seminiferous tubule is called as spermiation, and further the sperm moves into epididymis, and in the epididymis the sperm gains its motility and it gets conditioned, it gets matured, and they are stored in the epididymis, and it also provides nutrition to the developing sperms in the epididymis. And the whole process of this spermatogenesis takes around 74 days of journey it is, and final maturation, that is the last maturation which happens to the sperm before fertilization, is called as capacitation. It is called pre-fertilization changes which happens within the uterine tract, especially at the isthmus of the fallopian tube of the uterine tract. So uterine tube or fallopian tube of the isthmus, that is the site where we see this capacitation. Later it fertilizes the ovum to form the zygote. So the fertilization and implantation we would learn in further next classes, where we see the development of the embryo as first week, second week, third week. So in first week we would learn about fertilization, cleavage, that is the blastocyst formation, and implantation. So that is all about spermatogenesis. Thank you.